Top 10 Most Expensive Cities in the World. Hello YouTube fam, welcome back to the Top 10s. I hope you all are doing well. This video is all about expensive cities, so you are surely going to end up liking this video. Keep watching until the end. There are so many inventive ways to measure the cost of living in places around the world. So, if you're thinking of heading off to a treasured locale in some far-off land, you absolutely want to check this list. The cost of living can rise or fall on the arcane machinations of currency values, population growth, or plain old corruption. Some cultures have never got the hang of retail, and their screwed-up distribution system led to classic horror stories like the legendary $40 cantaloupe of Tokyo. Here's where it gets really interesting. Most of the insanely expensive cities have been dominated these lists in recent years, including Tokyo among them, along with New York, Geneva making way for a whole new batch of prohibitively expensive destinations. So hold on to your wallet and take the tour, free of charge. So let's move into the video and encounter top 10 cities which are very expensive in the world. Number 10. Geneva, Switzerland. The Swiss sticker shock continues to the Club Sandwich Index champ. Geneva is home to a number of United Nations organizations, so there are a lot of professionals with consumerate salaries. There is an economic axiom that cities with high incomes tend to have higher prices, hence the $7 toothpaste of Geneva. For some reason, the cost of appliances in Geneva is notorious. Expats scratch their heads at the basic microwaves costing $60 at Walmart, while in Geneva they cost $300. The population is less than 200,000, but since the Swiss prefer to rent rather than own due to prohibitive ownership costs, there is a dire shortage of places to live. A 3-bedroom in the city is around $4,000 USD. Chicken is around $14 a pound. Those Levi's are $140 and the Big Mac is $15. It all adds up. At least it ranks lowest for wine, with an average bottle costing $8.69. You'll need it. Number 9. Tokyo. Every year, more and more tourists take Tokyo as their destination of choice, but Tokyo is certainly not a cheap place to visit, especially compared to the rest of Asia. In fact, it is one of the most expensive Asian countries, but this doesn't need to discourage you. Prices are high, but so is the quality of service. We have chosen to focus our survey below on the prices of food, transport, and accommodation, the 3 major items in every traveler's budget. You will see that it is still quite possible to travel to Japan, but to stay within your budget can be difficult. Other than that, it's a wonderful city. If you ever travel there, you will never forget it. Number 8. Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles brings to mind wealthy, glamorous movie stars, but the movie industry plays a small role in the city's booming economy. The city's shipping industry also plays a role, as a port of Los Angeles is one of the busiest ports in the world. A bustling manufacturing sector and a noteworthy startup scene contribute to the city's high cost of living. Certain zip codes, such as the much ballyhooed 90210, drive up housing costs. The median home value in Los Angeles is $723,800. The median household income is around $58,400. A family of 4 would need an income of $85,155 to make ends meet in Los Angeles. About 19.1% of the city's residents live below the poverty line, compared with 11.8% nationally. Number 7. Tel Aviv, Israel. Israel's Mediterranean coastal city and the home of Hollywood tied to finish the top 10 clubs. As the sole Middle Eastern representative, Tel Aviv has come a long way after being ranked 28th just 5 years ago. The rise was fueled by currency appreciation and buying, insuring, and maintaining a car, pushing transport costs up to 64% above those of New York. So it's pretty much expensive even with food and other basic necessities. Number 6. Zurich, Switzerland. Being more expensive than Tokyo is no easy task, but Zurich has done it. It's become one of those places where price tags just bring tears to your eyes. Yet there are less than 400,000 people. The average movie ticket is priced at being over $21, while haircuts are $50. That ubiquitous pair of Levi's a staggering $156. A two-bedroom apartment is $4,100 plus. Even the wine is almost triple the price in Geneva. Food in Zurich is said to be 45% more expensive than the rest of Western Europe. Wait, there's more. As in Geneva, a microwave sets you back $329, there are people in the Ozarks who can manage to source appliances and get them on retail shelves for less than $100. Number 5. Paris. Paris has been ranked as the 5th priciest city in the world, well above London, in a new cost of living study that concluded only alcohol and tobacco offering value for money in Paris. But there's more to it than that. If expensive living is your thing, then Paris is the place for you, at least if you pay attention to a new global study. The French capital has retained the dubious honor of being the most expensive city in the EU, according to the latest worldwide cost of living survey from the Economist Intelligence Unit, EIU. Paris, the only Eurozone city in the top 10, remains structurally extremely expensive to live in, the report said. Paris has also proved to be particularly expensive compared to other cities when it comes to the cost of entertainment and clothes. The same can be said for the cost of a basket of goods in the supermarket, although the authors of the studies believe this may have something to do with the quality of the product demanded by the French. Number 4. New York City. New York City leads the pack as the most expensive city in the United States. The city, with the population approaching 8.4 million, also tops the list of the world's most expensive cities. The cost of living in Manhattan is a whopping 154% higher than the national average. The median cost of homes in the 5 boroughs of New York is about $652,700, compared with a national median of $245,000. In Manhattan, home prices easily exceed $1 million. Everything costs more in New York City, from groceries to public transportation. As of December 2019, the city's unemployment was 3.9%, slightly better than the previous month. That compares with a national unemployment rate of 3.6%. Perhaps further proof that if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Number 3. Hong Kong. Hong Kong stays at the 3rd number on our list. Though now repatriated to China, it remains a huge global financial hub, at a currency that's pegged to the surging US greenback. If you put the expenses together, then affordable housing in Hong Kong becomes a distant memory, while a cup of coffee has reached $11. An unfurnished 2-bedroom flat is about $6,400 a month. As the Wall Street Journal headline said, in Hong Kong, the apartments are fit for a mosquito. The Seville's Live Work Index puts their per-employee cost to companies for home and office space to $123,000. That's not counting paying them. Everything has to be imported, pushing costs higher. The question is, how do non-bankers get by? Number 2. Osaka, Japan. To some people, it might seem pointless to ask the question, is Osaka expensive? The city, after all, is Western Japan's hub of culture and commerce. Of course, it is not cheap. With this being said, your trip to Osaka is not guaranteed to be a bank-busting one. In fact, Osaka can be a surprisingly more expensive place for tourists. Nowadays, living in Osaka means paying high rent and high transportation costs. Of course, high prices come along with efficiency, making the quality of life in Osaka, Japan among the highest in the world. Thanks to a fundamentally thoughtful culture, visitors meet with warm hospitality. In many situations, bows are part of the service, for instance, in department stores and hotels. Number 1. Singapore. So Singapore tops the list. In addition to Singapore's reputation as a fine country and now has another accolade under her belt for being the most expensive city in the world. So, what makes it expensive? Here are a few things. The cost of this paper, also known as the Certificate of Entitlement, COE, fluctuates from time to time. Having a shelter over one's head may be a tall order, giving the steep prices of Housing Development Board, HDB, flats. Despite cooling measures, prices of flats are still sky high, with the Busan Maisonette breaking a record price of $1.05 million. Singapore is synonymous with food. In a foodie's paradise, does this mean food would be more affordable? Contrarily, the same food item can be found in another country at a significantly cheaper price. Sometimes a fraction of the price in Singapore, and overpriced things contribute to making Singapore expensive. These were the top 10 most expensive cities worldwide. What do you think about this video? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to drop your suggestions for our next video. We would be happy to know it. If you like this video, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the top 10s, and hit the bell icon to get notified first. Also, share this video with your friends and family. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care and stay safe.